on, get in line, and do right.
All right, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are the Black First Roundtable, and tonight our conversation that we're going to be talking about is how do you build a nation? What are the things that you have to have in order to build a successful nation? Now, we all know that there's a difference between nation and country. Nation is where you have all the people that are the same. So Nigeria is a nation state. Kenya is a nation state. China is a nation state. Korea, North and South Korea are nation states. America is a country. Now, a country is not a nation state. A country is something that is produced that the population of the people are from various different backgrounds. So they're not a nation. America is not a nation state. It is a country. It is people by different people of different backgrounds, and they have different beliefs and different religions. So they're not a nation state. They are a country. France is not a nation state. It is a country. The UK is not a nation state. It is a country. Now, it's very interesting how majority of white folks have countries versus nation states. I want to welcome Big Brother Willie Rivers to the program. Peace and blessings, Big Bro. We're glad you're here. So we're going to be talking about what does it take to start a nation, not a country, but a nation. I think that a nation is something that we've always talked about. It's nation time. It's nation time. It's time to build a nation. You don't hear Black people saying it's time for us to build a country. We don't talk about building countries. We talk about building nations. And this is where it should be. This is where we should be. How do you build a nation? One thing that I know we have to do is start the process of thinking on those lines. Because when you don't even think on those lines, you don't understand what is possible. You don't understand the capabilities that you have because you never took the time to consider it. And this enemy, what they do very successfully, they keep you busy working. Work. Raise the prices of bills up, make you work harder, make you work longer, where you don't have the time, you don't have the ability to think outside of work. That you don't have the time to invent because you're always work. You know, and the reality of it, when we go to these jobs, you're not working on your vision. You're working on the cracker's vision. And so while you spending all of your life energy working on his vision, working on his will, what about your own? And your own goes just floating to aside because they got you caught up in that wheel that you see that the hamster just run on. And you on that wheel just running, and don't have the time to think and plan. How are we going to be a nation? So this is our topic today. And we'll look at a few different videos. But we got to answer these questions. What is it like? Exactly, Brother Willie. They want to work us like damn slaves. And it's time for all of that to come to an end. You know, it's one thing to work for the enemy like a slave. And there's another thing to have your own and have to put in that time and energy to build your own. And that's where we need to be at. We need to be building our own. Peace and blessings, Sister Cassie. Come on in here. What do you think about what was just said?
I totally agree. We have to understand that it's possible. If they can, we can. And it's time for us to do it now. Now is our time. And we have to start understanding it and start getting it in our minds and even start to teach our children that it's time for us to own our stuff. And now they want to work for us, that's different. But it's time for us to start building in their little establishments. It's time for us to put our money toward us, toward our infrastructure, toward our civilization, toward our own communities, toward our own neighborhoods, toward our own lands, pulling our monies together and rebuilding and putting us separate the same way our ancestors did. I keep saying our ancestors had us separate. They left us separate. They left us in good shape. Here's your land. Here's your hospital. Here's your train station, bus station. They left everything to us. And what do? We slapped them in the face. Literally. I don't want this shit. I want to go over there and share with the white folk because they're going to treat me better. You thought? You've been up under their asses for how long? They didn't know how to treat you. Now all of a sudden they're going to learn how to treat you today? Come on now. Family. Come on. Are we that weak? Come on. Come on. I've been on this little Facebook thing fighting with these white folk. Well, sometimes they ask some of the stupidest questions. I go in, I tear their asses up every chance I get. Every chance. For all day I've been on that Facebook and they keep writing me back. I didn't get tired of arguing with them. I said, y'all ain't ready to learn. Y'all just want, I told one man, you just want my attention. There you go. Here you go again. You ain't disappeared yet. What you still doing here? You know, because they say stuff and then they gaslight. It is time for us to understand that we can call them out on some stuff. And they get mad when we do it. We can tell them about themselves. They used to black folk doing that. That dude couldn't believe I was saying what I was saying. What you mean? This freedom of speech, honey, we ain't scared of y'all no more. We waking up. Free. If you ain't noticed, I can say what I want to. And it's time for us to build. And we can do for us right now. Shut them right down. We could take our money today and it will be lost because everything they got is because of us. And I see a thing where they said black folk don't have no money. Then why all the foreigners in our neighborhood? Why the Chinese, the Afghanistans? Why they in our neighborhood? We ain't got no money. They come to get your money. Y'all don't let them do this to your mind. We got $1.2 trillion. More than that, I think. They just ain't telling you. But I think we got more than that. And we can make some things happen. Exactly. And I rest my mic.
Exactly. We sure can make some things happen. You know, when they have these museums in America, and we talked about this before, and you see the Chinese, the Japanese, you know, these Asians, they go into these museums and see exactly what white folks have done to us. Now, they go there to see these things because they have something in their mind. And that thing is, hell, they don't let this white man get away with it. I'm going to be their next master. And you can see how the wealth that we produce for them. So in their mind is, we're going to make these niggas produce this wealth for us. And we have to wake up from that foolishness. There's no way we're in 2024 and you letting some little damn yellow fella dictate to you what you're going to do in your own house, in your own land. And they come to you with the mindset that you about to be my slave. And they have the nerve to treat you that way. And the most sickening thing is that you accept it.
I was just going to say that we allow it. I just told you they went to Africa. They had a whole business over there, restaurant, told black folk, you can't come in. What the hell you mean I can't come in? This is Africa. This is my land, my country. And you're going to try to tell me I can't come in. Then you know what? Burn it down and you get out. Better yet, let us take it over and you still get out. Thank you for building it for us. This is what we getting ready not to do. We ain't playing with you. Come over here talking about this week. Just like Jamaica, you go on the beach. You can't even go to the beach. That's your beach. You was built there. You have foreigners going there talking about you can't go on a beach. What? Who created the beach? You? What the hell? But you know what? That's a governmental problem. That's black folk problem. That's black folk business. That government sold the people out. And now what we need to do is get him up out of that office. When you see black folk don't know how to act, they got to go.
Exactly.
Whatever way possible. Any means necessary. And we're not talking about violence. Any means necessary. Meet him at his house. Hey, let's have a talk. one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're not going to do. And we expect you to fix it. Don't let us come back and go from there.
Exactly. I want to look at this video that Brother Isaiah sent over to me from X. Before I do that, I want to welcome Sister Mayat to the program. Peace and blessings, Queen. We're glad you're with us. And in this video that Brother Isaiah sent me, you know, and I watched it a couple of times. It had me very upset. But I wasn't so much upset at the abuser. I was more upset at the victims because they chose to do nothing. When they outnumbered the abuser, they still chose to do nothing. So we're going to look at this, and we're going to come back and we're going to discuss it. Let's go and see.
Oh my God. The hell? He needs to be burned at the stake. What in the hell? This is disgusting. His mama need to beat the hell out of him. His mama need, oh God, his mama need to beat the hell out of him. What the hell? You sitting there like a, y'all trying to make me mad. I'm gonna have to go take a blood pressure pill tonight. I'm gonna have to go take me a blood pressure pill. What am I other blood pressure pill? What? See, you know what? Right there, that right there. His mama should see that. You send that video of his mama. Cause let me tell you what, that's my son. I'm coming. Cause you won't act. You ain't finna embarrass me like this. I know I raised you better. You get that dude up off you any way necessary. And all of them could have double teamed him. Hit on another one of us. You hit one, you hit us all. And this is how we're gonna handle you from this day forward. You're gonna sit there. He gonna be beating the hell out you from now on. Ain't no job worth that. We're not slaves no more. And he gonna come over to Africa and do some stuff like that. His ass, they should have drowned him. They should have took him right out there and drowned him. Exactly.
There's no way.
There is no excuse.
2024, you're gonna accept some bullshit like that.
That is no excuse for that. No excuse. I would have been like, we're gonna sit here and take that? Is y'all crazy? I'm telling you, it's just certain. You gotta speak up sometime. What the hell? You're a grown man sitting up there letting them beat you like that? Where we do that at? Exactly. He's the only one look like out there. And y'all could have handled him in that trailer.
Exactly.
And took him to the jungle and let the lion eat him up. Or something. National park or something. And threw him out the car. Exactly. Now you float for yourself. You get home the best way you can. That's something. I ain't never seen nothing like that. That's disgusting.
Very disgusting. Very. And there's no way that you can justify that. You know, people going to do to you everything that you allow them to do.
Yeah.
You know, and time for that kind of, and then, you know, he was putting in some work with that belt.
You see it. I mean, he was coming from Egypt with that thing. And you can hear him running after that one. Yeah. And he had the nose to kick somebody.
Exactly.
I'd have broke his fucking foot. I can't take stuff like that. That abuse. I just cannot deal with that. Just the whole thought of it. Just somebody sitting there and you sitting there like you a little man, a little punk.
Exactly.
You sitting there like you his son.
Exactly.
He don't even treat his own kids like that. And you gonna come over there and let them come to Africa and disrespect. I was over there. I was waiting on them to say something to me. I was waiting on them to be disrespectful to me. Who are you talking to for one?
Exactly.
Even in the airport when you go there, they'll try to treat you different. I'm talking about the black folk there, right?
Mm.
But then white folk, that white folk, you know, because I remember we was in the airport and we was going into one of the countries, and we had to go to another country. And I'm looking at, I'm standing there and I'm asked a question. Here come a white person, and they just all smile, turn from me and turn to them. Hold on. I said, no, man, we don't do that. How will we do that at? And so I was talking.
Mm-hmm.
When I get done talking, I looked at her too. When I get done talking, then you can talk. But right now I'm talking. And I expect you to answer me first. Then you can talk to her. Because I was here first, and this is our conversation. You don't let nobody disrespect you. I don't care where you are.
Exactly.
No, exactly. No.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't doing that.
Mm-mm. And Maya says that even a dog would fight back.
Yes.
Would bite back.
Yes. We need to learn from the dogs, huh?
Most definitely. It's like we become so passive.
Where did that come from? Where did that start? Who? Where did it come from? That's not who black people were.
No.
Where did that start? In the 60s, they was kicking some butt. They wouldn't dare do that. His arm would have been broke. He'd been dead.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's like we've taken this stance only with others. Because if it was another black person there, he'd have got up and been fighting.
Exactly.
So we only take this position with others.
So is that what they've taught us? That sounds like something they have taught us. I'm thinking, when did they teach us that? How did they slip that in? In the books, in the movies? When did they slip that in? Because I don't remember, I've never been, to where I'm not going to fight back.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's their method now, even in school. If somebody come up and hit you, you're not supposed to hit back. You're supposed to go tell.
Yeah, but you tell, they don't do nothing.
Exactly.
They don't do anything. Yeah.
No.
I told my kids, they hit you, tell first, and then if you don't do nothing, you're going to have to do what you got to do. I take care of them. I take care of them.
Exactly.
So you get
hit back. It's this thing of violence that has been used so succinctly to keep us in a position that we don't even recognize our own self, our own strength, our own way.
Yep.
Because they use violence in such a way that it makes us continue to go with our head down. And that has to change.
And everything about them is toxic. Every time they're in an atmosphere or the parking lot, everywhere they are, it's a toxic environment. Everywhere, on your job, in the supermarket, if you're walking down Broadway, just wherever they are, it's always a toxic environment. Never any peace. Never any peace. I don't care where it is. It just don't matter where it is. It's always toxic.
Yep. And we have to get to the point where we say enough is enough. Enough is enough. You can look at history and see what these enemies, what they do to people.
Yeah.
And you want to be, see, this is another thing, because we have been watered down with their false religion. And we always want to turn the other cheek. We always want to be, rise above. They go low, you go high. Fuck that.
No.
You go low, I'm gonna go low right along with you.
I remember, and you know what? Prime example, I was working a job, and it was a white girl. She was so mean, right? And one day she said something to me. I said something right back, and one of the ladies said, "Cassie, Indian lady, Cassie, you know better." I know. I looked at her. Who are you talking to? I know better. She know better. You say something, I'm gonna say something. What the hell are you talking? Because she said something about somebody got to take the high road. I said, well, that bitch better take the high road, because she gonna get up off me. Period. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and I don't care. And I'm gonna tell you what. From that day forth, when I said what I had to say, calmed her right on down. She thought I was one of them. Oh no, you got the right one, because I'm made for that. Exactly. I was made for that. And I'd be ready to say something. I'd be wishing they would do something so I can cuss them out. So I can say what I need to say. Because when I get done, I'm gonna make you feel so small, because they're not used to saying nothing. And it's just a joy for me to to do my part, to say my say. It's a joy because I'm not one of them. And every chance I could show them, I show them.
Now I want to show, and I want to welcome Earth Angel 1105 remix to the program. Peace and blessings, Queen. We're glad you're with us. She says our people are still putting our children in these schools. They are arming these teachers with guns.
With guns. Ain't that something? You go ahead and keep your baby up in them schools if you want to. You go right ahead. Because I'm going to tell you what, I take mine out because I'm going to save me from going to jail. If you hurt mine, you shoot mine. Don't be my Reese. I need some bail money. What that damn cats. We gotta do a fundraiser for that food right there. Went there and killed the teacher. I'll be just leave me in here. Don't even worry about it. Just leave me in here. I'm good. That's in Cassie land, okay? Cassie land, you do it to others. They do it to you. Hey, you have permission from Cassie land to handle your business.
Exactly.
Oh Lord.
You know, and I want to show this next video because I see this is the even a dog understands what they got to do. They're gonna do whatever it is that they need to get done. So let's look at this video. And this video is a little shocking, but you know, when I saw it, I said there's an awesome lesson in there in that video for us.
But even with that, Maurice, you see with a little girl, she's the black little 15-year-old that they're trying to try her as an adult. The white girl was bullying her. The white girl 16, she's older, taller, bigger. And she was bullying the little girl. The little girl beat her up really bad. But the white girl started it. She hit her, walked up on her, hit her first. So the black girl just handled her business. Now they're trying to try her. And I think it's in Missouri, Louisiana, somewhere up in there. And they're trying to charge this little girl as an adult. Because she beat the white girl up. But the white girl had been bullying her over a boy, right? And the white girl had already been suspended for fighting. So she came back to school. And her and the little black girl, which is 15, short, little bitty thing, she whooped that white girl so bad. Now they try to charge her with an adult. But I'm like, this is what they're trying to make us afraid to fight back. But it's not working because if you come over here, I'm gonna handle my business. You know, but we have to start doing, we have to start doing better.
Exactly. We have to. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. So let's look at this video real quick.
Bro.
No, I'm gonna let it play and then I'll come back. But
fucking pictures fuck somebody else, dude. Bro.
That's us?
No. Bro.
He shot the dog, but the man was messing with the dog. Oh, wow. That's sad.
Now, I want us to realize the police been sitting there this whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
He was sitting right there.
Yeah.
He saw it all take place. He saw it all take place. Look how long it took him to come and rescue the black man.
Yeah.
See,
I didn't expect him to do that.
In his mind, the dogs were more important than the black man. That's why he waited so long to come to his rescue. And you notice the black girl, the black sister in there, she challenged to try to get the dogs out.
Yeah.
And she a female. And the other black males out there verbalizing and calling for the police to get involved. but they wouldn't be as courageous as that black woman is. Let's watch it again.
Wow.
This fucking pit just fucked somebody up, dude. Bro.
Oh wow, look at it. They wouldn't even let them get close to him.
No.
He did something to them dogs. Look at it. Lord.
They tearing his ass up.
Oh, yeah. That's how you know they did something to him. Look at the police officer. Look at it.
Bro.
Dang, gone. He got one. Look at him. Oh,
Bro.
baby. Oh, look at him. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a Cane Corso right there.
Yes, honey. That thing ain't no joke.
Mm-mm.
Bro. This fucking pit just fucked somebody
It's like
up.
4 of them. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, look at him. God.
I mean, they took his ass down to the
They
ground.
sure
quickly.
did. Now, see, that's how we supposed to do it.
Exactly.
Bro.
Ooh, that one, he wasn't even trying to bite her. He just was
No,
trying to move out the
he
way.
wasn't.
Because he was going to try to, he'd have handled her. But he wasn't
Exactly.
trying to. He was like, move. We're going to get this.
No.
Wow. Wow. He shot the biggest one, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's sad.
Bro.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. Oh, baby.
Now, you know, them dogs had common sense to work together
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
in a
did.
pack
Yep.
to do what needed to be done.
Yeah.
You know, and they worked together good.
Yes, they did.
They
And why
worked
we can't learn from them?
good. Exactly.
What's
Exactly.
it going to take for us to, what is it going to take?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you know, go back to the Chinese dude whooping at those 2 brothers with the belt. You could have got up, and because it was another black man like standing up like he was ironing or something.
And he didn't say that. I didn't see. I was so busy looking at the Chinese man. And, I wanted to grab him through the screen.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's so disrespectful to your own life
Yep.
to accept a grown man whooping you like you a damn child.
Yep.
And the only thing you're going to do is just sit there on the ground and try to cover up. Kick you, and you still don't do nothing.
Woo, boy. Lord.
See, this kind of behavior lets them know, yeah, I can rule y'all. Because you'll let me do the unacceptable to you.
Yep.
And I can live and tell about it. And the Chinaman was definitely outnumbered. But he felt so comfortable, so relaxed, that ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me.
Yep, exactly.
And that's the wrong message. That's the wrong message.
Because if he felt somebody was going to do something, he wouldn't have did that like that. He wouldn't even tried it.
No, he wasn't.
I guarantee you he'd done that before and knew they weren't going to do anything.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I remember seeing one man with a sword. Remember the Chinese man? Some guy had a sword on the Chinese man. This was back in Kenya. One of them, Tanzania, I think it was. The Chinese man did something to him, wouldn't pay him or something, and he went there with a sword, and they was gonna get busy. But but you have to teach them. You know what I'm saying? Even when we go over there, we're gonna have to teach them Chinese because they're gonna be used to messing with them black folk like that and them not doing nothing. So yeah, we're gonna have to whoop up on one of them to help them to understand that we're not from here.
Exactly.
We already don't like you. We already know that you ain't hitting on nothing. And this is what's gonna happen to you when you touch one of ours.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, as Maya said, he's not fit to have a wife or children. He's not.
No,
He's not
no,
fit to have a
because you
wife.
never protect them.
Never, never.
You never protect them.
Nope. He'll run away. I'm going to replay that video just in case those who just coming on missed it, so they can see exactly what we're talking about. Because it is disturbing. It's quite disturbing.
Oh my God. Whew. Oh, with all his might.
Mhm.
Hmm.
See the black man over here?
Oh yeah, see, wow. And he said it was 3 of them and 1 of him, and y'all sit there and let him treat you like a nothing. My God. That's sad. That's just sad.
Yeah.
I'd have beat up all them for sitting there looking and not
Mhm.
jumping in. I'd say you out in trouble when we get done over here. Y'all in trouble
Oh, most definitely.
because all of them should have been on that man's head.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah,
And buried him
Yeah.
alive somewhere.
exactly. Exactly. See, and this is the thing, Sister Cassie. We've been taught a way of life that doesn't even protect your own life.
That don't make no sense, do it?
No. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope.
You
And
sit and take it.
there's you cannot because in this world they believe in I'm going to take what I want.
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck who I hurt. I don't give a damn who get
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
All I know, I'm going to take what I want. And we can't be that kind of people that keep turning the fucking other cheek, turning the other cheek, turning the other cheek.
Ain't got no more cheeks.
Exactly. And they think that this form of life is acceptable by God because they've been taught that bullshit. But the
Yeah.
ones who taught it to them don't live that shit.
Right. Right.
They don't live that.
Right.
No, you would never see a white man sitting his ass down and getting beat by a Chinese man with a fucking gun.
No.
You would never see that.
They would
And other
never try
white
that.
men standing around watching.
They would have never tried that. You know that. There ain't no way that Chinese man would have tried that with nobody, with a white man anyway. Ain't no way in the world they'd have tried it.
Exactly. But they learn this humbleness and this submissiveness.
That
like
ain't humbleness. That's stupidity. That ain't no
Yes.
humbleness.
It is. And there's no way that they can look at this and really think that a God will be pleased with that. I don't see that.
Black men, their women, our men give us more headache as for the black and white, the black on black. You know what I'm saying? The black
Mhm.
for him to allow a Chinese to treat him like that. But if it was like you said, if it was a black man, he would have been all up on his head. He'd have probably killed him. But you can't do that to the same and I'm seeing a lot of deaths that's happening among single black women in Africa. I'm seeing this is a trend, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, you got them white women over there, you got them Mexican. I ain't never seen no Indian woman, them white women over there being harmed by anybody in Africa. But I'm seeing that you're murdering black single women. 85-year-old just got murdered. Another one, 2 of them in Gambia. But I'm like, something's going on. I'm not understanding this. It's a trend. It's something that's going on right now. But they not hurting them white women though. I ain't seen this. I haven't seen them give these white women the same energy. That's what that's what I'm seeing. I'm like, okay, when did we treat white women like this in Africa? But you killing your sisters is coming over there trying to make a living, trying to get away from America, and you sitting up there killing them. It happened to a few of them in Gambia, and one just died in Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah, that is wild. I'm like, well, where in the hell should we be going? Because don't seem like that's the that's the right place. If you don't have a man, better get you a machete or something and take it with you, huh?
Exactly.
You gonna chop something off, chop something. I'm just saying.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's sad though. I'm like, are you looking? I'm looking at that. I'm looking at, you're not even giving him that same energy that you giving a black woman.
Mhm.
That behooves me. I don't understand that. Something's wrong with that picture. Something
Very-
is dearly wrong with that picture. For you to
Mhm.
feel okay to kill a black woman, your sister, and beat your sister up, because they're very violent with their sisters too over there, the women. But you
Mm.
don't give the Chinese men that same energy, or a white man who's raping your daughter. One just
Mm.
damn near butchered your daughter, slit her throat, and
Mhm.
walked out of court, and nobody did anything. You feel
Mhm.
what I'm saying? But you
Exactly.
just had a Chinese man, but then a black woman, you gonna do them harm. I don't
Mhm.
understand. I'm losing it here. I don't understand.
Mm. Wow. Earth Angel said there's a lot of African immigrants here in America getting harmed. Now, Pennsylvania teen is the latest from Jamaica.
Yeah, I saw that. That's true, but
What
it's not
happened?
by us. It's by police officers, though. It's not by us. It's by police officers. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little different. And then Maya said she's not no interest, but I'm gonna tell you what, it's gonna get to a time where you're gonna have to go somewhere because they're gonna put you out of America. So you may as well get your stuff packed up because you're gonna have to leave up out of here. It's been foretold. So don't get too comfortable in America. You better have your passport and go somewhere. If not Africa, they're going to put us out. So wherever you're trying to go or not, you better have that passport ready because it's going to be very rough here for black people.
What happened in Pennsylvania? Because I'm not aware of that. What happened?
Well, if this is the same story, wasn't that the one? Who said that? Earth Angel, was that the little boy that think he was playing tag or something with the white boys? Is that what you're talking about, Earth Angel? I think it was. If this is the same one about the little boy that was playing tag that literally just died, playing tag with some white friends.
Mm.
Okay, yes, he was playing tag with some white friends and just died when he came home. He just dropped dead. So they don't know what happened to him. The coroner said that it was natural causes because he had leukemia, and they said it was just his heart gave out. I don't believe that because they said something about catching on camera, but what we don't know what they was talking about catching on. So my thing is, if it's 9:30 at night, it's dark, 10 o'clock at night, your son come to you, tell you, I'm going to play tags with the neighbors. What the hell you mean tag? We grown. These boys are 16 years old. What the hell are you talking about tag? What kind of tag you playing? At 16, at night, at 10 o'clock at night. No, you're not going out to play with them. But see, this is how comfortable they've gotten. They're more comfortable with them than they are with us.
Mm-hmm.
Your son probably would have been a little safer with our children. But y'all come over here, they come over here and they want to stay away from the black folk and they want to snooze you up against, with the white folk, thinking the white folk got him. Well, yeah, your son is dead now because he was playing tag at 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Well, white folk does with white kids. He was running from them, yeah. But he told his dad he was going to play tag with him. So, but my thing is, what do you mean to playing tag? What's that mean? But you trusted folk that we've been telling you not to trust. We've been telling you that those are enemies. Those are not safe people. And you still insist on being friends with them. Okay, keep on being friends with them.
Wow.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Earth Angel says these immigrants are hating us but loving them.
Yep, they are. But there are some, in Africa, there are the ones that are coming, they're sending over here, the ones that's cooning out. That's cooning out even over there.
So and what do you think, Sister Cassie, would be the first step into forming a nation, not a country, but in forming a nation? What would be the first step you would think?
I think the first step would be us getting land. We got to get some land, get some security around our land, got to form a government, education, military, got to have a military. Okay, these are steps that I would do. I'm going to make sure I have a military first, get the land, get your military to be able to patrol your land. Then we go get some, our own security force. And I think we should use our retired servicemen. Okay, I think that you guys have been trained the correct way to do what needs to be done when it's time. Okay.
Mhm.
And I do believe that we need to, land registry needs to happen. You got to, get your government. Of course, we're gonna have our own schools. We're gonna have a black mayor that has a black first mentality, and we're gonna give him a contract to sign the contract that this is your job, this is what we need, and this is how we're gonna run the land, our area. Okay.
Mhm.
And then you also have to talk about banking, financing. You got to get some businesses going, so that we can support the businesses. Got to do healthcare, citizenship. It's just a lot that has to be done, but it can be done, especially buying our own land. I just believe that, and I think that's what we need to be doing now, pulling our monies together, start collecting, pulling our monies together now, and appointing our own police department, appointing our own government mayors and DAs and stuff, because you got to have them anyway. I don't believe that for real. I don't believe in a police department. I believe that our army buddies can kind of pretty much maintain the security. You know what I'm saying? You just have a head security. That's your job to, to maintain order and give them, your job is to keep us safe in this little plot of land here, in our little town. Your job is to keep us safe. And I rest my mic.
But do you think even before that, even before you even get the land, that there has to be something before that?
As far as like, what do you mean? Like, putting things in place in order?
Like the mindset that we have.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, and yeah, like people like you and I, we already ready. You get the ones that's ready. We're not, we get the ones that's ready. Then we're gonna open up our schools and we're gonna educate you to be ready. But if you come there with a bunch of nonsense, you're going to the firing squad in Cassie land. We're not, we see that you're being a spy, or you coming over here to do some dirt, or you coming with that that I scratch your back, but you don't scratch mine. Hotel pro, we're not doing that. No. And when we find out that that's what you're about, I already keep telling you about, I believe in whole lineage just died. I don't believe in just that one person, because you created that. So I got to get the mama and the daddy that created that, because I know you the same way. And then I got to get his son, because his son gonna come after us, because I just killed your dad. So the whole family got to go. That's just in Cassie land. You got to change the mindset, but you have people that's already ready. Maurice, we got people that's already ready to do this today.
Now, do you, because in establishing, your own nation state, your own identity, do you believe you can have all of them? Should everybody be under one umbrella, or should it be under multiple? So, for example, you have blacks who say that we're black. You have those who say I ain't black. I'm FBA.
You're gonna be all no. We're gonna be B1. Period. B1. All that we gonna do it. No, B1. That's not who you are. You ain't bringing no white woman up in here. You ain't gonna have no mixed children up in here. Well, I'm not with her mama. Them little bastards, them little mixed bastards ain't coming up in here either. No, you got to be B1 black first, period. We're not doing groups. We're not doing this one. Well, I'm kind of on the fence. Well, you get out there outside the fence until you get in the fence and get your mind right. Then you can come on in here. But we can have a school right outside the fence to get you ready. And then when you're ready, you can come on in. But no, we're not doing them different groups. We're not doing that. Birds of a feather. We're going to all flock together, because one apple can rule the whole thing. No. You got to be on one accord. Don't nothing divide and conquer. That's what you're talking about. We're not divide and conquer, because they come in, you thinking different. Then you start talking against management, and then you have a whole mess, because of one person can come in there and screw some poison about, well, since Cassie said, or she. No.
Definitely. The when you're building the nation, and then you have one identity that everybody submits to one way of one common beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
What has to be some of those common beliefs that they have to be able to come together in? Because like for me, I hate white people, and I believe that my God hates them.
He does. He said so.
Exactly. I believe in my ability to hate, and I don't hate on no weak level. We're supposed to have a perfect hatred, you know. So people who don't believe that, you should hate your enemy, do you think that that type of mindset is acceptable
I told you they
for
have
a
to go to
black
school
person?
first. They got to go to the school outside the city first. Because we got a school for them. You got to go to the school, get your mind right before you come up in the kingdom. Okay?
Mhm.
This is a black first kingdom. And we believe in doing unto others because that's what he told us to do. You come up in here with some mess, we're going to handle our business. That's what I believe.
Mhm.
I believe that we family first. Family
Mhm.
first. We protecting our children. And if we got one that's coming up in there and he done something to the children, something nasty, he got to go. Jungle justice. He got to go. We're going to take him to the back and we're going to handle our business. Because when you first starting out, you got to show people that you mean business. You have to show people that these are the rules. These are the laws. We're not abusing no children. We're not beating on our women. We're not bringing no white women up in here. We are going to do things the way it's supposed to be. Ain't no LGBT. We will be married. Ain't no baby mamas. We're going to be married. We're going to do it the way that God told us to do it. Most High gave us a rule, and that's how we're going to do it. That's the only way this is going to work. We got to have rules and regulations as far as we get the foundation. That's plain and simple.
Definitely.
I don't even want to do business with white folk. I'm just sorry. They bring too much trauma and drama with them. You take their money and they think they got to come over here and run. No, you're not running nothing. We have enough money amongst us to grow our own businesses, to grow our own everything. Trading. We can trade with Africa. We can trade with other countries. We don't have to trade with white folk here. We don't even have to be bothered because we can get our import exporting going. You understand what I'm saying? And deal with other black countries.
Right.
We don't even need their money. Seriously.
So, Sister Cassie, how would you, if you had a black person who said, well, I agree with a lot of things that you say, but, I don't necessarily agree that, we have to hate people. God teaches us to love people, not to hate people. How would you respond?
He called them serpent people. How was he loving serpent people? He called them serpent people. That's the scripture. He called them spittle. So how was he loving? That's a Christian mentality. You need to go to the school. I told you we had a school out there. So you got to go to the school first because I need everybody to be thinking on one accord. They come in here to come at that gate. They can come within 20 feet. If they come in here to hurt, then we're going to hurt them first. Period. We're not even going to let them get in the gate. We're not doing that. You got a 20 feet radius around your city. You come here to hurt, we're going to hurt you first because you're not bringing that up in here. We are coming here to love on us, to support us, to be family first, with the right mindset, with one track minds to do it the way Most High want us to do it. Black folk ready to do that. We can do that. We don't always have to be cheating and stealing and rocking and drugs and gang. That's white folk mentality. We can do it the right way.
So Earth Angels say you don't have to hate anyone, but you do have to separate and protect family.
But guess what? They hate you. They hate you, Earth Angel. They hate you. They hate you. 20 mile radius. You come through that, you got the wrong attitude, you got to go. We're going to handle our business. And that's why we're going to have our service people with rifles lined up on how they used to have the little thing over the fence you get to look at. We're going to have that, and that's going to go all the way around. So you take a whole, and we're going to need plenty of them up there. And if you see anything out of order, you handle your business. Seriously. We're going to show them that city over there. We can't bother them with that city. They're not playing with us. And we're going to have to do that in the beginning because you got black folk, Earth Angel, that's on the right mind frame. Is there, we're all on the right mind frame. We're ready to go, ready to be independent of them, ready to be separated, and we're not taking nothing from them, period. So if they come the wrong way, they got to go. Sorry. They got to go.
Exactly. I see. Brother Isaiah says he just made it home.
Did he?
Well, the link is already in your chat box, so get the link and click it on and come on. You late for duty. So what about this? Because a Black person said this to me the other day, and I was talking to my friend, and I meant to tell her about it, but brother said to me, you know, I watch your YouTube, and one thing you never talk about, you never address where God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
I don't believe that. I don't believe he loved the world. He just told you. He called them serpent people. He told us to, he said, watch their fruits. That's what he did. He told us, watch their fruit. You're going to know them by their fruit. And the fruit that I see from them is not good fruit. He told me to judge the fruit. If I see them steal, kill, and destroy, I know whose attributes those are. So why am I going to call them friends? That makes no sense to me. And they got Black folk jacked up in the mind. I don't have to be friends with them. I don't want to be friends with them. I don't want to have anything to do with them. I don't even want to talk to them. When they talk to me, I don't say anything to them first. If they talk to me, I still have a crazy look on my face like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to answer your question if I feel like it. Okay. Went to the store today. White woman, you know, I have my bike and stuff. And she, oh, we admiring your bike. But I have a white guy walking up to my bike and I'm looking at him. Oh, I'm looking at you. I see you. You ain't finna mess with mine. But my thing is, white woman coming up to you, she, you know, they smile. I'm seeing your bike. I'm admiring your bike. And I'm looking at her like, and I shook my head and I kept walking. I don't even want to have a conversation with you. I see enough for you Monday through Friday. I don't have to talk to you Saturday and Sunday. You feel what I'm saying? And I want to talk less to you as I can on Monday through Friday because I don't trust you. I don't want to be around you. And I don't want you to get it twisted that I'm one of them Black folk because I'm not. So if I have my crazy look on when I'm looking at them, that means because I want them to understand I'm not the one.
Right.
Because some Black folk, you know, we on these chat boxes, right? And they say, Cassie, you too hard. I said, no, I want them bastards to know that I'm tired. I don't need you to say nothing to me. I really don't want you to ever talk to me. If I could separate and go to my own island right now, I would. I swear I would. I would buy my own island. I would have nothing to do with it. My children on my island wouldn't even see no white folk. They wouldn't even know white folk existed. The only thing they would know that they're dangerous. And when you see one, you have to shoot them on the spot. Because they come in, they bring in a lot of trauma and drama with them. And you don't even want to have nothing to do with them because here they come.
Exactly. You know, that what you just said reminded me. You remember this island out there by India where the white boy was going and they saw him and, you know, killed him before he got to the island.
Yep. They said, leave them people alone. They have not been touched. You know why they're like that? Way back in the beginning, two of them, a mom and dad got kidnapped from white folk, right? And they killed, they didn't mean to kill them, but they took them off the island and they got sick. And they was like, oh my God. So they took them back, dropped their bodies off. That's why they won't let them near them. They don't even, they try to feed them. They tried to feed them. And one man got on the island or thought they was going to be friends with them. They got the stuff and killed him. And now they had to get his body back. They said now in the government has told them, leave them alone. Don't mess with them. Don't even go by them. You have to be so many feet from them. They've said that now. And these are Black folk. They said, don't even touch them. You can't even mess with them. Because they said they will kill you. They have not been infiltrated. They won't even let you come near them. And I'm glad because they learned once. They learned from that one incident. They said, you won't get no more. We'll take your food, but we don't want to have nothing to do with you. Now, if you want to keep feeding us, but I don't even want to take their food. We're going to grow our own food. I want nothing. When I say I don't want nothing to do with them in the new world, I mean, I don't want nothing. I don't want no letters. I don't want no conversation. I don't want to see hear another person on the other end of the phone. I don't even want to have nothing. I never want to talk or see them again. That's the only way that Black folk can be safe. Period. Have nothing to do with them. Once they show you who they are, and they have shown us over and over and over and over from the day we first got on this land, from day one to 2024, and they still showing your asses, and you still want to marry them. You still want to sleep with them. You still want to talk to them. You still want to have them as friends. What is it going to take? What is it going to take? Separation is key, period, at any cost.
Exactly. This video was sent to me that I'm going to share, and I want you to take a look at it, and we'll come back and discuss it, because people think that they're not the same as they were back in the day.
Did they change? When did change? People say that, but I'm like, okay, even 2024, they just shot our baby 96 times, right? And they just beat a man, gave him a Rodney King beat down here in North Carolina. So when did they change? Okay, I'm just saying, you got to show me some change.
All right, let's check out let me bring Isaiah up, and then we'll check out the video.
Hey, bro.
You got it. What's going on?
Good to see you.
What it do, family? What it do?
All right, so let's check it out.
As we say here, De Los Meals.
Ooh, okay.
To try to fight with that. I grew up in this society. I was conditioned by it. I think internally in my psyche, I have grounded in. I don't have any trouble admitting that I'm a racist. I think it's absurd to.
We know all y'all are.
I grew up in this society. I was conditioned by it. I think internally in my psyche, I have grounded and rooted those attitudes, and I see it in me all the time.
I don't like being a white man, and that's where I still am and working on it, because I know what I've done, what people like me have done.
Part of being white is just not in any way acknowledging what it means to be white.
I have a white skin, and that with that white skin comes along a whole mess of privileges that I have, and I don't ask for them, they just are there.
You have started to break the code of silence a little bit when you start talking about white people and you start talking about this stuff, and you find yourself suddenly all alone.
The family history, as I understand it, was really, people coming to America as a way of searching for a better life and escaping poverty. And it has often seemed to me that also meant escaping their roots, where they came from, that there was a sort of a desire to separate from that and to become something different.
That I have Scotch-Irish ancestry with a little bit of German. I'm European, and I came over 250 years ago.
My ancestors are from England and Germany.
My ancestors are German and Russian and Scottish.
In my father's side, it was Irish, and my mother's side, it was probably English, but I don't know a lot about her side.
I'm French Indian. I guess you'd say I got a little Cajun in me.
Ireland. So do you identify as Irish?
No, not really. I identify as an American. British, Scotch Irish. Scotch, that's where my ancestors are from, supposedly, but hasn't had any impact on me. Doesn't mean anything.
I think pilgrims. When I think of where did I come from, I think pilgrims, but no. But I'm sure somewhere down the line I am.
Because they were Irish, there was a lot of oppression, you know, because they immigrated over from Ireland. So I thought a lot about what that was like for them as Irish people, but I never thought about what it was like for them and when they became white.
Well, you can only be something if there's something else to negate it. So I guess we became white. I guess we're white because there's a bunch of other races to set us off.
So how did English people and German people get turned into white people?
Came to America.
By assimilation, by living, living in the U.S. It's just the smorgasbord, you know.
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea.
Do you know how they got turned into British and Scotch people? How those people got turned into white people?
No.
You ever thought about that?
I'm not a history buff. I think culture did that over time. It's like certain words that we use in our language are not our words, or other nations, other words that come from other languages.
How did the Irish get turned into white people?
That's a good question. I think a lot of it was early assimilation in the United States, a lot of European ethnics coming over, assimilating for a variety of reasons. Primary one being a desire to elevate their socioeconomic status. So to get jobs, to find places to live, a lot of the Europeans altered their last names to sound more mainstream. A lot of them changed the clothing that they wore, the foods they ate. So there was this, some might call it assimilation. I think of it more as Anglo-conformity, conforming to this kind of dominant white culture.
But the reality is that those persons who are white and who are considered white and treated as such in this society, by virtue of being white and treated that way, have had to give up who they really were. If they were Russian American, my father's side of the family, grandfather's side, great-grandfather came here from Russia in 1910. He had to give up what it meant to be a Jew, a Russian Jew from Eastern Europe, to become an American, which really meant to become white. The Irish had to do the same thing. The Italians had to do the same thing. The Greeks had to do the same thing. All these European ethnics who were not white Anglo-Saxon Protestants had to give up their actual identities for the sake of whiteness.
I really didn't think about being white, I'd say, growing up, because mainly I think because I was part of the majority and I maybe wasn't forced to think about it.
I don't think it means anything. It's just, some people might think it means better, but to me it doesn't mean anything but just the color of my skin, really.
How often do you think about being white?
Not very often. I really don't think about it a lot at all.
Hardly ever. It's just me.
Racially, do you see yourself as a white person?
No, I see myself as a person.
So do you ever think about being a white person?
No.
Probably not very often.
Not really. Sometimes I got a lot of black friends. Sometimes we make jokes about it and everything, but not really. It doesn't matter to me whether I'm white, pink, or purple, or black. I don't care.
Depends on the social situation. Sometimes I'll be the only white person in the room when it's reversed, when the tables are sort of flipped.
How do you identify racially? Do you see yourself as a white man?
I think that everybody is equal in the eyes of the Lord.
So you don't see yourself as a white person?
Not as much as most people. I think when it's all said and done, we're equal, and definitely inside and outside.
Yes.
but I don't know if I ever considered myself white or thought about it. At one point, I'm sure I did, but I don't really have any recollection of when it was, which I think is a total reflection of whiteness, of never having to sort of contemplate why people treat you the way they do.
To be white means to be a member of a dominant racial group in a society that I'd consider white supremacist. And to be white in a white supremacist society, not just a racist society, because that's almost too generic. To be white in a white supremacist society is to be able to have the luxury of oblivion, to be oblivious to the injustices, to be oblivious to racial privilege, to be oblivious, frankly, to one's own identity. So it is, in a sense, to be invisible to oneself.
Well, I think to be white in this culture means to deny the reality of racism. And it means to deny the privilege that we have as whites. Most people who are whites don't want to accept that they are privileged because they are.
People don't want to talk about being white because they know that at a deep level, even though they haven't even, some of them may not have ever talked about it with anybody or ever expressed it, they do know that they get a benefit from being white.
If you're white in this country, there's certain advantages that come your way, and it doesn't really matter whether you want to or not, or whether you're in touch with it or not.
No, I know there are privileges that I enjoy simply because I'm white.
Every minute of my life, I'm aware of my white privilege, of the fact that I have a white skin, and that with that white skin comes along a whole mess of privileges that I have, and I don't ask for them, they just are there.
There are things that come to me, that belong to me, that I'm given and that I expect just because I'm white, that I never wonder about, ask about, discuss. And that's the power of it, is that the privilege of expecting that I'm going to go to good schools and that I'm going to have choices no matter what, that there will always be a choice that will be probably pretty reasonable, that will work out pretty well for me.
To me, it's about privilege. A lot of people get to walk around thinking that we live in a meritocracy and thinking that their own hard work is the only thing that's, responsible for their achievements. I think that it means, it has, and I think that it shapes everything.
White privilege is probably the freedom to move through the world fearlessly in a way that Black people cannot move through the world. That you can take advantage of opportunities with much less fear and an assumption that you'll be treated equally with all other white people.
Part of it is not having to even think about it. And so in a way, it's sort of like the privilege of having that space in your mind free to think about other things and be concerned about other things. So it's not even having to think about race is part of the privilege.
White privilege is being able to walk into a department store and not be followed by the detective.
A friend of mine who's Asian American, she was very unfairly treated at a department store. She was at a cosmetics counter, and she had bought something and it came with a free gift. So the woman at the counter put the free gift in the bag, and my friend didn't know that the free gift had already been put in the bag, so she had grabbed the one on the counter and put it in the bag unknowingly. Just as the sweetest woman, wouldn't hurt a fly. And they called the cops on her, and she was taken to jail and arrested. I put myself in the same position that she was at, and I know there's no way I would have been arrested. I know I would not have been arrested.
It's the assumption that when you go to buy a car that you're going to have the money What's the assumption that when you go into a real estate office looking for a place to rent, unless you wear raggedy clothes, it's that you're going to want to go into this nice neighborhood.
You basically get to say what you want to, be any way you want to. You get privilege. You don't have to work as hard. You can slack off in jobs and still get promoted and still not have to worry about somebody coming after you. So whiteness to me is about privilege and access to information systems and people and power that you didn't earn.
I went through a time where I was poor and I had to take care of my father, and I worked with about 100 African-American men, and I was the only white male on the shop floor. And I was really horrible at this job. It was a metal grinder. I'd grind too much of it. I'd make big indentations. I was constantly messing up, and I was sure I was going to get fired. It was just a matter of time. And about 6 months into the job, the boss and a few of the managers come over. They're all white men. And I thought, this is it. This is the day I'm getting fired. And they came over and told me that they've had their eye on me and they think that I'm management material. I said, what? Yeah. And they said, yeah, you stick around for a while and we think you've got potential to be a manager here.
It's all embedded in every piece of our country. It's embedded in every structure that we have. It's embedded in our economics. It's embedded everywhere.
When I walk into a bank, or when I walk into anybody's neighborhood, or when I walk into anybody's store, that I'm acceptable, that I can go anywhere I want, and I'm seen as an acceptable person. And the reason I am acceptable is because I'm white.
I remember when I was going to get my driver's license renewed for the first time, I really couldn't see very much without glasses. I didn't have any glasses with me. They had you go to one of these machines you look in and see like what letter it is and etc. I couldn't see any of it. I was one of the few white people there, and the guy behind the desk was this older white guy, and he just said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Go ahead." I was like, "Is he just letting everybody through?" And I saw that he wasn't, and I kind of was like, "Oh, okay."
It's the ability to walk into the bank in Savannah when we were ready to build our house and borrow $100,000, and neither one of us were working. I mean, that to me,
what the hell did I just hear?
We could do that.
She said nobody was working. Ain't that something? Took us 30 days to get approved. 30 whole days.
You walked in and you said, well, we're neither working, and they're going to loan you $100,000? I don't think so.
Wow. That is, wow.
Simple things. I mean, from everything from the ease of getting a bank loan to knowing that I can drive just about anywhere in the city and not get stopped because of my color by the police.
When I drive down the road and I get pulled over by a police officer, it's probably because either I've broken the law or I'm getting a flat tire and the police officer's going to tell me I'm getting a flat tire.
Well, when I get pulled over, I don't get tickets. I'm a white woman, middle class, in a minivan. I get pulled over all the time for speeding. And it's almost become a joke. And then, the police officers apologized to me for pulling me over, and I know if I was a person of color, that wouldn't happen. I know that I would be pulled over a lot more if I was a person of color because I speed every day. And so I get stopped. They look at my license and then they let me go,
I've experienced whiteness on the 3 occasions that I've been pulled over by law enforcement driving a car. One time I ran a red light, it's turning red, right? Another time I was speeding, another time I had a headlight out. And every single time I got off with a warning. I never got a ticket for any of those things. It was privilege and whiteness, therefore, that helped get me off. And I think for the average person, it would be whiteness that would allow me not to even have to think about why. I could get away and thinking, I sweet talked my way out of that. I did, but I was aided by the fact that I'm white.
They're not going to do a body check on me. They're not going to rip my car apart looking for a reason to haul me in. I'm not profiled. That's white privilege.
Basically, when I go to city council or county commission, I expect my representatives to take me seriously.
And they do for the most part, because they know that they have to be more accountable to the white community, because the white community has more power and money and can vote them out of office.
We as white people have a sense of what our rights are, that we have the right to, live well, live safely, have health care and police that respond to us, have city officials that pay attention to us, have, the needs of our community, be able to have those met. And I think that if you talk to people of color or look at communities of color, that does not exist for people. That idea of those rights.
The more I know, the more it's like, I've really got to talk about privilege here, even though, I faced a lot of shit in my life. I really had all this stuff happen, but I still had whiteness in a way that's given me all this stuff.
And it's all these things which not only give you privilege in the sense of stuff and access to stuff, but also it validates who you are. So you have this feeling that, I'm important, I'm worthwhile, that other people don't have. They have to get it somewhere else. They might get it from their family or what have you, but I'm going to get it from everyone, with few exceptions.
I was taught that you respected black folk, but not really as human beings, more like cats and dogs and cows. You wouldn't mistreat a cat or a dog in my family, and you wouldn't mistreat a black person.
I don't have any trouble admitting that I'm a racist. I think it's absurd to try to fight with that. I grew up in this society. I was conditioned by it. I think internally in my psyche, I have grounded and rooted those attitudes, and I see it in me all the time. I'm always dealing with it. I don't think that makes me a bad person. I don't think that means that I've grounded in original sin or anything. It just means I've been well indoctrinated. But it does also call me to do something about it.
I consider myself somebody who does racist things and acts on the racism I have within me because of the context of the world in which I grew up and live in.
For me, individually, to recognize and acknowledge that I have the power of race in me, and that I'm going to be. I don't believe I'll ever have a time when I look at anybody and don't see their racial classification first.
Oh, I hate to admit it, but I still have thoughts that I'm smarter than some black people just because of skin color. I'm sorry, but that still crosses my mind.
Stereotypes will pop in my head just like everybody else, When I see somebody, a stereotype will pop up, and then I have to say, no, that's a prejudice.
When I'm in a classroom of students, I'll tend to look at the white students more than I'll look at the black students. And when I realized I was doing that, I was shocked. And I tried immediately to begin to train myself to stop doing that. And it was astonishingly difficult. There was something about a natural tendency to look at white faces in a way that I did not have the same natural tendency to look at black faces. And I think that's a kind of an ingrained, inborn racism, is all I can think of it as.
I remember I was talking with a young man named Sylvester, and he was saying, "You're racist." I'm going, "I'm not." He's going, "You are." "I'm not." We went back and forth like that for a while. And then I had to go get refreshments. So I said, "Hold on." And I went upstairs, and my mother turned to me and she said, "Get a grip on yourself. You're a white young girl. You've grown up in the racist society. You're racist. Deal with it. Move on." But that was an amazing gift that my mother gave me, because it allowed me to turn all of my defensiveness about it into, oh, well, maybe I am.
Racism and prejudice are very different things. And all of us have grown up with prejudices. Some of us have prejudice against people of color. Some people have prejudice against white people. And some of us are downright awful about it.
Because so much of the focus is on personal prejudices. That's how I think a large part of the U.S. population analyzes race matters, is between different groups of people.
Well, I think it works the same way. If Black people feel that white people can be racist towards them, I don't see any difference between a Black person being racist towards a white person.
In high school, the high school I attended was probably 60% Black, 40% white. And being white and in a majority Black class, I was picked on and teased for that. So
sometimes you come across people that feel because of what had happened in the past that we're held responsible. I'm 30 years old. I wasn't around when that was happening.
I know what it feels like to be subjected to anger for something that I personally never did.
If we're in the wrong place sometimes, it's obvious that we're in the wrong place, we're the wrong color to be in that place, you'll hear a comment. You'll hear some things that's not so nice that you would never think that you would hear. You're a little too white to be in this neighborhood.
When I was teaching, I was not privileged because I had to interact with a lot of stereotypes about white people, and I had to deal with them on that level. But I was privileged in the sense that I got the job in the first place.
I think that one of the key things to understand about racism is, like Malcolm X said, racism is like a Cadillac. There's a new model every year, and it's racism is a dynamic social construction, so it's always changing, it's always mutating. So people that say, well, there's no racism anymore, they're referring to racism as it existed in 1950 or 1920 or 1910.
Racism permeates every aspect of our society, and it's made it, a world that we live in that's very unequal.
It isn't what you personally did or did not do, and I think that's such a hard leap for white people to make. Is like, it isn't something that I personally did, but it's something I personally have to work against.
It ain't just a matter of who I am as a person, or what I think or feel about other people.
I think there's a hierarchy in our country that's based very clearly on skin color and on people's perceptions of what race you're in. And white are at the top and Black are at the bottom, and Asian and Native American and people of sort of light brown hue are in the middle, and Latinos are down, and then Blacks are at the bottom.
Racism is not simply about how we get along on an individual level, but it has to do with who has institutional and social power.
White people have the political and social power in our society. And that is a given. And if you pick apart social and political situations, you can see that very clearly. I think it's quite obvious.
Whites get privilege and experience the advantage of being in a system that thinks white is better than folk of color. And so there's all this unearned advantage that's going on all the time.
Particularly in it.
All right, so that group of white folks are what they call anti-racism instructors or trainees. What did you think, Sister Cassie? Do you think that these white folks that we just got finished watching was different than the regular white folks?
All of them are racist. Every last one of them. Because they told you. Didn't they tell you? They said the way I look at Black folk, they're beneath me. I try not to look at them like that, but they just told you. So if they told me how they feel about me, I have to believe them. And I'm going to take them at their word. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm just tripping. Maybe they just meant. No, I'm taking them what came out of their mouth, told me that what the Most High told me is true. That I have to watch their fruits.
Most definitely. One of the crackers say, because she white, that made her automatically smarter than Black people.
Exactly. Ain't that something? Them dummies ain't smarter than nothing. They can't even create nothing. We had to teach them everything they know. And now you trying to talk about you smarter than who the hell? They indoctrinated her to make her to believe that you're smarter. We taught you everything. You didn't know nothing. You was crawling on all fours. We taught you how to bathe your behind and brush your teeth. And now you trying to tell us How we supposed to be?
Exactly.
No, you can't do that.
Now, some of our people, because it was a black person who sent me the video and was asking me, because these white people are different from the rest of the white people, at least
what's different?
Because this is what they said, because they all confess that they are racist, but they're not racist in the way of hurting other people. They're racist just because they're white, and the history of what white folks have done, they still carry that legacy, that responsibility, but they're not like the regular white folks.
They stupid as hell. And I told them that. You done. See, this what bothers me when that right there bothers me. So that'll be the one that'll hang out with him and be like Peter. What's the man? Peter that got shot. He went hunting with his white friends, and it was a guy he worked with and got there. His wife told him not to go. He didn't listen. He ended up going and got shot in the back, and they said it was self-defense. But he was running away from them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's self-defense. Me running and I got shot all in the back, right? But I keep telling you, it makes me mad when I see black folk that say that racism doesn't exist. Like Tim Scott, right? That Republican man.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't even understand. They'll call black folk racist. And I keep telling them, per Dr. Claude Anderson told me, I read in his book, he said that in order for you to be a racist, you have to have power. Black folk don't own nothing. We don't have no power. We can't change their situation, but they can change your situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such word as a black racist. We can't be racist. But what bothers me is you have black folk talking about, oh, they so racist. I mean, you about as dumb as they is. I go, you know what? When I hear black folk talk like that, and I know they're thinking is not, I have to go in. I just disrespect them all. You know, I say whatever I want to them because they about the dumbest. They about the stupidest. And I tell them, you about the biggest dummy here. Are you reading a history book? Did you see the news last night? You can come on internet and see how the police officers, you can pull up a whole log of police officers who kill black people. And I'm gonna always talk about the one they just shot our baby 96 times. So what the hell are you talking about? I don't understand when I hear people say that. That bothers me. Then they talking about, and you know, I keep seeing, you know, they keep saying, you know, white folk this, that, and the other, and they're not their dad, you know, all of them aren't. They're very dangerous people. Those people are all toxic. They bring a spirit with them, and the spirit is to hurt you and to kill you and to murder you. I remember I was in the store one time. I seen this white woman with this black little girl. She had a white boy, and I'm watching her, and she's treating the white child better than she was doing the mixed girl. It had to be her grandbaby. And you know what? It took my husband time. He didn't go to the car. Me not to say nothing. He looked at me, and I looked at him. Go to the car. Go to the car right now. If I had been by myself, I had to honor my husband. Yeah, I did. I had to honor him. But I was just looking at her, and I was like, if she just look over here, I'm gonna have such a look on my face, and she gonna understand. And I just looked at her, and that helper wouldn't even look over at me. Look at me. I was so mad. That stuff right there bothers me. Because that baby, I had some stuff I wanted to say to her too. I still think of that. And that was maybe a couple of years ago. But I still think about that. Because I was like, man, that was an opportunity for me to straighten some stuff out. So what should I have done? Should I have said it? Or I was obedient. I went on to the car. I was like, if I don't go to car, I'm going to have to say what I need to say. So I had to dismiss myself. He looked at me and I looked at him and he just like, go to the car. It was so funny, like I was this child. Oh my God, I was itching to say. But we have to do that. It's time for us. And I'm gonna tell you, if I had been by myself, I'd have said something. I know I would have. Because I wanted to check that behavior. You're gonna need that little girl. And I'd have went to the little girl. That right there, I would have had to say what I need to say to this baby. She don't need you. That nothing is gonna need you, and it wouldn't have been nice what I was gonna say to her.
Yep.
I'm just saying. And then what gets me is you hearing these people talking about they Irish this and they Irish that. Don't let these Irish people tell you that they were ever slaves. They were not. They were indentured servants. that was free after 7 years. And a lot of white folk will say, well, you know, black people weren't the only slaves. Well, you show me who else got hung, who else is getting hung on trees besides slaves.
Exactly.
Show me one white person that was hung up on a tree. I'm waiting. I ain't seen one yet. And then they said, well, you know, white people, what you call them? They were slaves too. No, they weren't. Show me that in history book. Show me. They were do you know what an indentured servant is? That's what I have to ask them. They were free after 7 years. So they were never slaves. They were never treated as bad. They were never put on birthing, you know, their men to have babies with 1,000 women. That never happened.
Exactly. 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 You know, and our people look for white people not to be racist, not to be themselves. They look for them to be, you know, happy-go-lucky. But the reality is that will get your neck cut.
That's right. Shoot, get you lynched
Yeah,
up.
you're point blank. And you know, you can't afford to try to befriend them because you're going to go down. You know, I want to welcome Big Brother Roy to the program. Peace and blessings, Big Bro. We're glad that you're here with us. Our topic is, how do you build the nation? Now, the person that sent the video to me was trying to tell me that not all of them are that way. There's those who understand how they have been conditioned, and they are agreeable to work with, and it will produce peace.
As long as you allow them to mistreat you, as long as you allow them to manhandle you or handle you, you know, long as you let them use you, that's what I'm gonna say. They're good. But as soon as you have something to say, as soon as you have, you know, you talk back, as soon as you do unto others, then they don't like you. I don't have any white friends. And you wonder why. I don't have not one. Because why? I don't trust them. I wouldn't dare call them friends. I wouldn't dare. I told you about this white woman around my house. She had a dog. I have a dog. I just walk my dog before we, you know, walk my dog every now and then. And she, you know, she is a German Shepherd. And, you know, hey, let's walk our dogs together, you know, one day. No, I'm not walking my dog with you. I don't want to be bothered with you. I don't. Because I know she'll show her teeth right now. But then one day she may, you know, if I don't do or make her feel comfortable, guess what? I'm gonna have to shoot her dog. Because that German Shepherd coming after me, I'm gonna shoot him. I promise you. In Cassie land.
Exactly.
I'm not even gonna put myself in that predicament. Because they can't be trusted ever. 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 Can I stress that enough? Ever. You can, and see what we doing. We taking one and we lumping them up with all of them. You taking one little poisonless snake, right? But you got a whole barrel of all the poison snakes, right? So you say, oh, this little cute snake, he didn't bite me. He's not poisonous. Oh my God, I'm gonna play with him. And then you say, come on, you guys, come on. All the other snakes come with me. And they say, yep, I'm gonna bite your ass as soon as I can. I'm gonna bite the hell out you. I'm gonna bite your ass. Yep, I'm coming. And they grinning too, because they doing this. Ooh, as soon as I get, I'm gonna bite her ass, and I'm gonna, you know, that's what, and we lumping that one little snake that didn't bite us, that's not poisonous, in with a whole jar of poisonous snakes. Who's wringing their hands, waiting on us to stick our hand up in there. You bring it on. I'm gonna bite that whole thing off.
I know that's real. I know that is real. Well, Brother Isaiah, you come on in here. You've been quiet since you was late to class.
Yeah, I'm a little late, but we had fun today, man. You know, I haven't been there in like 100 years.
Wow.
Where'd you go?
Where'd you go? We went to Ocean World in Cold Fresh Sea.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Yeah. It's like a little Disneyland, but not as big. But you know, there are no rides. You just ride the animals. You know what I mean? And you play with the sharks and not the dangerous sharks.
I'm like, what the world? You see, I'm looking at you, huh? You getting like the white folks down over there.
But they're little itty bitty sharks.
Not
They're
the
not like
lazy sharks.
great whites or bull sharks or something like that. But it was nice, you know what I mean? So we had a lot of fun.
You see,
But I was itching to get back here, boy. I like, no, you know we gotta go. So they open at 9 o'clock and close at 5. So I'm good. I'm glad y'all waited a little bit.
That's good.
But, yeah, so let me lay the foundation, because I had sent 2 videos that I don't believe you'd be able to show it while we're doing the broadcast, right? But hold on. Yeah, this is it. Let me hold on. Let me go back. One of them is Palestine Talks with Chris Hedges, and the other one is a lady who did a speech, a white lady, obviously. She did a speech called her name is she's from Sweden, I guess, or something like that. Hold on. And here it is. It's called the Islamic New World Order. And her name is Eva Valada something.
It's coming.
But look, the first video, right? Chris Hedges spells it out, how white folks play the damn game. And when you hear it and you see it and you can connect the dots, they do this wherever they go. This is the plan. This is the playbook of white supremacy. Hear me out. They have the good white folk, and they have the white supremacist races and all of that, right? We know the game. They play the game like, well, I'm not racist. I have a lot of black friends. I don't hate, black people. I love black people. And then you got the extreme, right? Racist, who calling you nigger this and nigger that and denying you this and denying you that. It's a game they play.
Yes, it is.
And in that video with Chris Hedges, it is the ultimate playbook that they use in order to establish home rule, colonization.
Yep.
Hear me good. These motherfuckers ain't no way, no how, no nothing.
Nothing good in them.
No. They when they come in, they try to bottle in and try to get you out. If that don't work, they kill you.
Yep.
And then start killing you and colonizing that area. They denigrate you. They dehumanize you, calling you all kind of animals. The guy explains it in detail. I'm telling you. Watch that video with Chris Hedges.
What's the name of it?
I sent it. I put it in the comment.
Okay.
But it's called Palestine Talks.
Okay.
And then the other one is the Islamic New World Order. Now, this white woman, wannabe white woman, she's telling you how civilized white people are, and that they do not like you uncivilized niggas coming in there, destroying everything and trashing it. Just like Sister Cassie said, well, wait a minute. We civilized you motherfucker 3 times.
Exactly. What the hell are you talking about?
And you were not living in the most clean, kept areas. We had to teach you how to bathe, brush your teeth, walk, math, science, and all of that, right? So I have seen a video where we were doing things, math, science, you name it. The sacred numbers, and using those numbers 369 and the frequency of 526, 527, something like that, or the other frequency. We are a deep people. You got to understand that these people came into Egypt thousands upon tens of thousands of years later.
Yeah.
Talking about they want to learn, and they were just amazed as to the beautifulness. I guess that's the word. of the advanced civilization that we created, not only in Egypt, but around the world. And that architecture played a big hand in developing Greek and Roman civilization and architecture and astronomy, astrology, physics, and all of that. They got that from us. So, in that video that I saw, they are saying that it is as if white folk came into Egypt, got what they could get and got what they could understand, and then never graduated from kindergarten and went on to develop their Christianity religion, Islam religion, Judaism. Hear me out, Judaism religion. It is not a fucking religion. It is a way of life to help you find the way of life for you. Whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Taoism, whether it's whatever. It is not a religion. And this is the sick mindset of white folk who don't have the spiritualness and the level of spirituality that we have. There's no way, there's no how, there's no nothing about the animals. Do you understand what I'm telling you? They're fucking animals who have no intelligence. Even our ancestors in Egypt were saying that they weren't good enough to even be a brute of an animal. They couldn't talk. They couldn't barely talk. They couldn't walk, barely walk. They couldn't think. So when you look at the present day situation, especially this white woman called Eva in that second video that I put up, she is telling you how precious Europe is and how white it is and how much we must fight to keep it. What, bitch, that shit wasn't white in the first place.
You can have that nasty place.
And this is what I'm talking about. White people, and you said it best, Sister Cassie, they have been indoctrinated into whiteness. They're not white. They're not European. They're not Caucasian. They're not Aryan. They're not Anglo-Saxon. Fuck all that shit. I even wrote to that bitch on X. I'm telling her, come bring your ass onto my platform. I am going to excoriate you. There was a wannabe white Jew called David Menser talking about, oh, we have the right. I'm a Jew. Let that bitch come up, bring your ass on too.
Yeah.
Bring your ass on too, because I'm going to excoriate you. I'm going to embarrass you on a national, international platform. There's no if, there's no answer. No. And when you are standing on truth, there's nothing that nobody can do unless they're coming with truth. The road to truth is littered with what? The bodies of fucking liars and fools. Dead bodies. Dead bodies of liars and fools. I'm going to say that again. The road to truth is littered with the dead bodies of liars and fools. There's no way that these people can even fathom how the Dogon people could see Sirius before the telescope was invented. Everything that is outside of you is in you. The universe is in you as well as outside of you. As it is out, it is in. What is up is down. What is in is out. What is, you know what I mean? If we live in a dichotomous situation, earth and universe, the opposite, man and woman. Ain't no man. Ain't no woman. You feel what I'm saying? And what we are witnessing now, and especially what Eva said in that video, the white woman, she was saying that white folks are basically getting their ass whooped in Europe. They're getting beheaded. They're getting stabbed to death.
Feel nothing.
They're getting raped. They're getting slaughtered. They're getting everything. And you know why? Because karma's a bitch. I didn't write that motherfucker. Now, it would just really, really break my heart to really see some 2-year-old white girl, white boy.
Don't break
killed.
mine.
Hold on, baby. I'm gonna get it to you. It just break my heart for about 2 seconds.
Not for a second. Not for a second.
I'm like, oh well, you know. What's for dinner, Brother Maurice and Cat? I give no fucks. Did they give a fuck about our kids? No. Did they give a fuck about our women? No. Did they give a fuck about our young boys? No. And the idea is that Islam is taking over and kicking ass.
Yeah, yeah.
The sword of Islam and the Arab Spring, baby, is here. They talking about getting rid of the American flag. I ain't gonna allow that shit to happen now, because we black folk created America. It's in the wrong hands.
They can have
the
it.
White hands of America is in the wrong hands in order for it to be the true spirit in which our ancestors did. You know what I mean? We wrote the Constitution. We did this, did that, and the other. This is our land.
Hold on. Who wrote the Constitution? You did?
Yes. Yeah, I'm telling you. Look, hold on. Nothing. Let me explain. Nothing happens out of thin air. The Magna Carta, the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution is based on the Magna Carta and based on the Iroquois Nation Constitution. You understand what I'm telling you? There were three congressional congresses before 1776 and the ratification of that Constitution and making it the law of the land, where you have the so-called black founding fathers who signed it, right? So through the first, second, and third congressional Congress, who were there? They weren't white. They were black people. I'm going to say that again. In the first, second, and third congressional congresses, the people who were pertinent, important landowners, they were not white as we look to them to be today. As we look at them today, they weren't white. A guy named Pulaski was a black Polish guy. So you got to look at all the angles and know all the basics and know all the foundation as to how the Constitution in the United States got written. It just didn't happen in a vacuum and out of thin air. It didn't. There's a history behind that. You know what I mean? And even if you look at the American flag, it's very similar to the British flag. The same damn color, red, white, and blue. There's a reason for that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have a lot of time to go into that. But even if you're looking at Britain and Scottish and Irish and Celts and Danes and all of this, these are all black people. And to be honest with you, what is going on now is just the last. How would you say that? It's just the last scratches of help me, the last yells of help me, the last shout of help me that white people are trying to say and do, because they have no outs now. They done fucked around and now they finding out. And I throw it back at you, Brother Muhammad, because there's the car going by with a lot of noise.
All right, thank you, brother. All right, so we have to have a shared identity. We have to have the same type of views. Back in the day, there was a shared view of how we saw white people. There was a shared view on that. How do we, Sister Cassie, produce a shared view on how we see white folks? Because then once we get the shared view, we got to have the same common understanding of how we will deal with them. How do you produce that shared view when you have Black people thinking that white people can be your allies? And as the previous video showed, where the white folks was talking about racism and privilege, Many black people believe that they could be real good allies. Do you believe that they can be allies?
You know what, brother? There was a movie called Killers of the Flower Moon, right? Every black person needs to watch that movie. That's showing you who they really are. Also, we have a history book, The Real History, CRT, the real history of how they treated black folk. I remember this 6-year-old black girl who wanted to integrate their schools, and all these grown folk was threatening her life, her 6-year-old life. I didn't see. You remember? Come on now, this our history. Who was the first little black girl that they wanted to integrate schools?
Oh, Ruby Bridges.
Thank you. I saw grown folk throwing stuff at her. I saw grown people calling this baby nigga and everything but a precious little black child. But you want me to believe, and here I go again. We can pull up how many of our black babies have been murdered by them and no consequences. How many stories do we hear every day, all day about them schools, how they were in those schools, how they're in their schools today, and how they're being treated by them white teachers and white students when you're having a whole slave auction in 2024. But you want me to believe that those are good people. Isaiah, you're mute your mic. But you want me to believe that those are good people. I'm gonna continuously showing them our history, the true history. Remember that movie that we were talking about where the black folk went in the room and it had to be DCs? They had the Murray's, Brother Murray's. You remember that? Okay, they need that to happen. And we need to teach them that in our schools. This is how we need to get back to educating our own babies. And even some grown folk. They're gonna have to be deprogrammed. And that's what we need to do now. Start deprogramming them by programs like this. Every chance you get when you're on these different platforms and they talking about, black folk and white folk, and and the one platform was talking about this black dude that was saying that he only dated black women, right? And you had all these white women coming in. I said, why would he choose a nothing, a 0 over a 10, a queen, his own? And they hated, they couldn't take that remark. But I meant what I said.
Exactly.
I meant what I said. They need to hear black folk talking like this. Every chance we get, we got to shut them down. Every chance we get, we got to put them in their nothing places because these are nothing burgers. And even these white men coming trying to, you can't attack nobody, honey. You are nothing. You are a nothing. You don't validate nothing over here. And I make sure that I get them feeling like this. I try to make them feel as small as I can. And I say whatever I want to say to them to help them understand we have freedom of speech. And I'm gonna be free enough to tell you what I really think about your nothings. God called you spittle. He told us to watch the fruit. And we watch their fruit and I see their fruit. And their fruit ain't changing over the years. The fruit has never changed. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Whose attributes are those? One person I know, and he ain't good. That's only one person I know. Satan is their daddy. I keep telling y'all black folk that. The devil is their father. He trained them really well. Most High got his group of people, and the enemy got his group of people. And they act just like they daddy. They liars, they're cheats, they're nasty, they sleep with their beasts, they sleep with their kids. Oh, we ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all wait till pedophilia come legal. You wait till bestiality come legal. Wait till you see them nasty bastards on the street sleeping with their dogs and with their kids. You wait. You see how Trump and them other folk kissing their kids in the mouth? Come on now. It's not normal. Don't play with me. You're getting ready to see some stuff. We're getting ready to see America for what it's really all about. How nasty these crackers are.
And pedophile now, don't forget about the pedophilia. That's been going on since day one. You know what I mean?
But wait till it become legal.
And look, we talked about this before, Brother Murray. I don't want to cut in, but white folks are having group sex. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to get off on. but they're pissing and but they're pissing on each other, drinking the piss, and shitting on each other, and eating the shit, vomiting the shit up,
And eating it
and the
again.
piss, and having sex in it again. This is what they do.
This is what who they are. They nasty. And,
And
and
they-
our brothers want that. Who don't even bathe.
Yeah,
They don't
right.
even wash
They-
their hands after they take a piss or a dookie. They have to look dirty to take a bath. But you want to put your mouth on that. You nasty
And they
bastard.
got, they got brothels all over Europe where they're going to have sex with different animals. And now they have sex doll brothels.
Uh-huh.
Sex doll brothels. Not real women, sex dolls.
They stick
And
it
you
in
got
anything
white
they
men
can-
who want to have a baby with a sex doll. How the fuck you going to do that? This is the mentality of their sick, twisted mind. I'll throw it right back at
But
you.
we
brother.
know who their daddy is, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what do we expect? What do
Yeah.
we expect? And when black folk come and tell me some crap like that, I have to go off on them. I have to it's almost like when I'm talking to them, I'm shaking them back into reality. What's wrong with you? And then I want to slap them upside the head a couple times. What's wrong with you? What in the world? Show me where they changed. Have you lost all of your mind? You've been hanging around white folks for so long, you beginning to think just like them, like a dummy.
Yeah.
I rest my mic. What do I tell you?
Just one more. Maya said there's an alarming number of white women who engage with dogs. In my book, in the 1960s, they came out with little, how do you call that kind of a book? But it's a book, but on the picture it showed white women and white men having sex with dogs.
That's what they
Yeah,
do.
that was a popular series back in the
Dog
60s,
children
early
and child.
70s. Yes.
Their own
In my-
children. We're not talking about fake children like false children or
Yeah.
stepchildren. We're talking about real sons and daughters they having sex with.
Yeah, and dogs.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? How do you lay up with a dog? I don't even fathom that.
Only a dog can do that.
I'll throw it back at you, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Isaiah.
It's crazy.
You know, family, this is something that we got to definitely get the understanding of who is our enemy. What are their culture ties that you know from them? What is the things that they do? You know, they've been having sex with children since way, 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 way back. This is a part of them. This is what they do. And this is not what you do. You do this shit because you want to be like them. But see, that shit'll get your head cut right the hell off. Because we can't have that. We have to protect our women and our children. We have to protect our women and our children. And if that means taking your black ass out on the way of taking their white ass out, you's a dead nigga. You gone. Simple as that. And we ain't gonna play around with it. We're not gonna play around with it. You know, we have to be able to say what we mean and mean what we say. It is just what it is. And don't give a damn who don't like it. You know, the person who sent me the video also said that I have said many a days, which I have, that when they come, we will kill them all. And that's the absolute truth. Because their history says that they will watch you build your shit up, get mad while you building it, and then when they see you being successful and you dominating, then they gonna come. And they think they're gonna burn you out, kill you out, and make you run from your lane. Now, we played that thing years ago. We ain't that type of people no more. We've learned from that. So when I say, yeah, when you come, we will kill you all, you goddamn right. We will kill you all. And there will be no pity in our hearts. None whatsoever. Because this is what you have earned. You know, it's one thing if we're out there attacking them and just, you know, robbing them. We ain't doing y'all like that, but that's how you did us. We ain't even doing you like that. We saying we separating and we going here and we going to build up our thing and we going to do what we supposed to do. Then you want to come with that foolishness and then we're going to give it to you. We're going to give you what you're looking for. Because they said that I should not have said, bring it. I should not have dared them to do that. I'm not a pacifist. I'm not a pacifist. I believe in violence. I believe in it because I know that's what they do and I know their nature. And so I will never be able to tell our people that we should not be violent. The Quran tells me, fight with those who fight with you in the manner that they fight. So that means if they go low, then you go low. You give them what you got. Give them what they got. And they ain't going to be able to deal with it. But this is the reality. Because our children, our babies deserve it. They deserve it. See, you don't understand when Brother Isaiah brought up Ruby Bridges. What was the psychological drama that she, as a little baby, having to walk into school and they yelling, nigga this, we're going to kill you, and throwing stuff? What was the psychological damage that was done to her? Now, the parents should have their ass whooped. That you would send your baby into a hostile environment like that. That's not good parenting. That's not how you show you love your children. You protect your children. That whole way of looking at it, oh, let's just let the children go out there and get beat to hell. No. Psychological trauma, psychological damage is real. It's real. And we have to be able to cure it. And the first stage of curing it is to be secure. In order to be secure means that you're going to have to break some peace. You're going to have to bust some heads. The Quran said that strength, that security is secured through strength. That means you got to fight to establish peace. And you cannot be afraid. You cannot be scared of it because you're going to meet it. You're going to meet it. So it is better for us to tell you now than when that day comes, you're already prepared because you've been hearing it. Instead of us not saying nothing. And then you like, well, where the hell does this come from? Why didn't nobody say anything? You got to understand. You got to understand the time and what must be done. Maya says that an angry white mob was screaming, lynch her, to Elizabeth Eckford, one of the Little Rock Nine, as she walked to school. Lynch her. Ain't no way in the world that you should have ever let your little baby girl or baby boy go through anything like that. Never. That's the betrayal. See, that's why you can't be no damn African American. You can't be no African American. You got to be black. You can't be no FBA. You can't be no ADOS. You got to be black. You got to be black. And see, we just don't speak for the living, but we speak for the dead as well. You know how they say when a great one of ours die, they say he's resting in power or she's resting in power. The hell she is. How the hell they gonna rest in power and you still being a slave right here? How are they resting in power? See, because you want to be a liar. You want to say stuff to soothe your soul, damn it, and ignore the realities on the ground. And then you don't want to do nothing about it. Them days got to be over. They got to be over. That's why we showing you, bringing to your remembrance the different riots that took place. So you can see what is to come. So you can learn from the mistakes of this time and not repeat it. And not repeat it. Because you're going to fight. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts. You're going to fight. And after we done all the fighting, we don't need nobody like our brothers and sisters, like our brothers, not the sisters, like our brothers in Haiti. After they done won their revolution, they want to, okay, the white woman can own property, the white woman can do this, the white woman can do that. The hell you mean? Then what the hell did you just fight for? See, we can't have that. We can't have that. And for you to understand the time and what must be done. See, freedom ain't a song that you sing. Freedom is not a song that you sing and you get all happy, da, da, da. Yeah, we want freedom. You get so caught up in the bullshit of no justice, no peace, no justice, no peace. And you ain't got a lick of justice, but there's a whole lot of damn peace. And you're wondering why you're still in a slave condition. Because you want to be afraid. See, you think that America is going to save you. You think these laws that they write in these books going to save you. They ain't going to save you. You're going to have to save yourself. Because you got to be willing to go there at the drop of a hat. And that's just the reality. The enemy don't respect no begging niggas. They don't respect no peace-loving niggas. And you got to come up out of that. Or they will kill you. And celebrate after they done killed your black ass. And that's just the reality of it. We are here now. And we ain't here. Look, we are born now. We are in the knowledge of self now. Because we got work to do. We got work to do. And we can't be afraid to do what need to be done because some people going to be pissed off. Some people ain't going to like it. Some black people going to reject you. Accept it. Because they may reject you today, but 3 days from now, they're going to love you. They're going to love you. When I speak to my army buddies that was with me back in the day, and they say, you still talking that black stuff? I'm still talking that black stuff. And they love it. Because they saw when the cracker tried to break me. They saw it. And the cracker couldn't break me. And they saw me win over them. Because the God of justice was backing me. See, because I was at the position where I'm like, hey, either this God is going to be real or he a fake. Either way, I'm about to find out. I'm about to find out. and he's shown that he is real. That's why I don't have no fear. Sister Cassie don't have no fear. Brother Isaiah don't have no fear. You follow Brother Isaiah on Twitter, he be after them crackers like it ain't nothing. Fussing them down. Meet me on the platform, getting in there. Because he ain't afraid. He know what they know. He ain't afraid. And he know the answer to what the questions are. And he ain't afraid to tell it. He ain't afraid to tell it. So we're warriors on behalf of our people. We don't run from the fight. We run to the fight. Because every victory makes us stronger, and it lets our people know that God is with us. You can come on and get on. You better get on, because I'm telling you, you don't want to be caught out there by yourself. Because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for you to get caught by yourself. It's a new day. You got to embrace the new day. The old way is gone. We all been through our rough patches in life to make us strong in order to withstand the pressure. To withstand the pressure. Because trust and believe, there's pressure. But are you going to break under the pressure? No, we can't do that. We can't do that. We were born for it. We was made for it. So let's get it. We're going to go ahead to our closing comments. Brother Isaiah, since you was late to class, we'll let you go first with your closing comments, big bro.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. I ain't hesitant about a damn thing. But look, Angola was the I don't know if I want to say that, but the property of Portugal for a very long time, right? A colony of Angola. Hear me out. We talked about this on your show a lot, that the economic dictate the politics. So hold on. For about 300 years, they were the colony, Angola was the colony of Portugal, right? Recently, over the last 20 years or so, it switched. And Angola became filthy rich in oil, and when the oil prices per barrel began to skyrocket, it just brought in an immense amount of wealth. They began to buy out Portugal. And the Angolan black elite of Angola, black folks now, had an easy time in Portugal. They were forcing the hand of the politician to write laws, policies, and regulations that benefited them, the Angolan black elite and the middle class that were using Portugal as its playground, Lisbon, and all of those places. What I'm trying to say is that what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. The table do turn. And Gaddafi said it best. My people, our continent, and the people in the African diaspora worldwide, we're going to kick ass and take a name. And that is exactly what we're doing. We're not playing games. And as soon as we can get to the point where we see the magnificence of our intelligence, wisdom, and understanding and knowledge, we will come to understand that it doesn't matter what they call you, nigga, the jungle bunny, that. But if we have the economics and the political will to change the laws, policies, and regulation for the people of our people who are wherever we are, that dominate where we are politically, we can fire the so-called white people and put them in the poorhouse. This is what is exactly happening. And the Arab guy said it best. United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Nigeria got more than Saudi Arabia. Like he was saying, like 20 times the wealth. The gold, the platinum, the cobalt, the whatever. In Africa. Just imagine, that was just Angola, and it's still, Portugal is still the playground of Angolans. Now just imagine if you multiply that by 54 countries and the entire diaspora worldwide, and getting in control of the economic and the political will of America. There's no stopping us from doing it, and it's on its way. We have the will to do it, and where there is a will, there is a way. There's no way, no how that white folks are going to stop us. They can't. Our will is too strong for them. That's the reason why we're still here. They can try to slow it down with redlining and all of this and this, that, and the other. That still don't work because we're still gaming. And they're trying to figure out how in the hell do these niggas are still here? How do they do it? It's the same thing that white folks are saying in Palestine. How do these niggas are still here? It sure the hell ain't for no Islamic religion. It's for the greater good, the greater will of the people that want to make it, want to be a change and make a change, espérate, estoy hablando, and make a change out of nowhere because they have the will to do it. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And white folks done fucked around and fucked around and fucked around. Now they finding out. They done fucked around one too many times. And now they are dying. And I say this to be the last thing. The death warrant for white people globally has been signed, sealed, and delivered by the hand of justice. It is here. And every day it is getting worse and worse and worse for these crackers. Whether they want to admit it or not, accept it or not, believe it or not, it don't fucking matter. Because my people, our people, we are the most just people on the planet. Are we perfect? No. But we're definitely a lot better than these crackers. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. And they're getting all of what they got from us, and they still fucking up. They still can't fight. They got all these weapons, all this, and all this, that, all these advanced equipment, and they still lose. So this should be it should be as clear as a bell that white folks don't know what the hell they're doing, economically speaking, politically speaking, spiritually speaking, and physically speaking. And I'll say it again, and I'll wrap it up with this. The death warrant for white folks has been signed, sealed, and delivered by the hand of justice. I'll throw it back at you.
All right. Thank you, big bro. Thank you. Thank you. Sister Cassie, closing comments?
You know what? I just want us never to forget the history. When I hear, or when you hear, or when anybody that look like us tell you that they're not all bad, I want you to bring up Ruby. Bring up Emmett. Bring up those 4 babies that got caught up in that bombing. Bring up our history. Bring up the babies that got ate up by the alligators. Bring up the babies that got sliced out of the mother's pregnant stomachs, then heads stomped on. Let's continue to learn our history so that we would never forget. Because right now they're trying to take every book they can out of the libraries that's containing our history. This is why we have to continuously to teach our babies our history, because we can never forget. All snakes, as far as I'm concerned, all snakes are poisonous. Okay, because I don't know anything about snakes, but I know that they all bite. Just like they say, all dogs, some dogs don't bite. They have teeth, they bite, as far as I'm concerned. So we have to understand what we're dealing with. Our Father, the Most High, told us that there is nothing good in them. That's what he told us. Now, y'all don't, it's not my problem. Y'all don't get revelation, don't know how to read y'all Bible. I'm just saying, from what I wrote, he told us to watch their fruits. I do that. I watch their fruits, and it's never changed. It all looks the same. We can name some babies today. What's the 14-year-old baby that got shot 4 times in the back because her aunts or her sisters, or she was a foster child, and they was coming in beating her up because she didn't clean or whatever. But the police came and shot her when she called the police. Let's talk about Michael Brown. Okay, Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland. Need I go on? Let's talk about that. Let's never forget that history. Let's always talk about it. Let's talk about what they're doing in the continent now. Let's talk about China. Let's talk about how we just saw him beating the hell out of one of our brothers. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how Africa should be for Black people, and you selling land to Asians because you think you're not all bad. That's crazy to me. They should never be able to come and buy up our land. Never. And soon as you see stuff like what we just saw, how that Chinese dude treated, he should have never made it back to China. He should have got lost in the jungle somewhere. But you want to tell me that they're not all bad. Every time I look at them, every time I see them on the street, they have a spirit of trauma. They have a spirit of toxicity. They have a spirit with them. Every time I see them with our babies, you're either trying to dress them up or you're trying to sleep with them. You're dressing them like girls or you're trying to molest them. Go to Africa and see them white men with them 2-year-old babies. What the hell you going to do to a 2-year-old baby? What the hell? That mama should be stumped. For $20, you let this whole man. Come on, we got to do better. Because you don't think they're dangerous. Because you don't think that they're that dangerous. But nothing will cross your mind. That why does this baby even want my baby? Why does this man want my baby? What's he going to do? That should be a thought, but it's not. Because we believe Black folk, period, believe that these people are harmless. And every time I've seen anything that has anything to do with them, it tells me different. So why would I call something that the Most High called dangerous, called an enemy, called serpent people, told me that there was nothing good in them? Why would I call them friends? Why would I even invite them in my home? Because I know they don't come to make friends. They come to take over. Every time we allow them, we give them an inch, they take a whole football field. They take over your schools. They take over everywhere you are. They're coming. But you should be to the point, or they should be to the point where you have just done whatever you can to them to help them to understand that we are not taking it anymore. They should not even want to go to Africa because of the dangers to their lives. They should want to think twice before they step foot on the continent. Even here, we have the right, the God-given right, when your government don't cover you, to go in our own little area and create our own. And when they come over there, we get to handle our business. We're not bothering you. You stay over there. Everywhere we go, they want to take over because of jealousy and use their lands and their laws against us, like they did with Black Wall Street. I think about that. Those people was minding their own business, but the only thing they did wrong was they was allowing them to come and invest. They was allowing them to come over there and buy food, buy stuff. No, that they has to starve to death. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Khalid Muhammad say, kill all of them. Brother Muhammad say that too. And you know why? Because they did yours.
That's right.
Emmett Till, remember him? Every chance they got, they hurt one of our babies.
Mm-hmm.
And then laughed about it. And then got away with it. But now you want me to forget all of that and come together with them and trust them with and me be in a room with them by myself? Peter Spencer thought he could trust them. There was a dude that got shot 9 times in the back, and they said it was self-defense. And nobody went to jail. The young lady that had a sleepover with him, she was the only black woman there, woke up dead. With Jesus looking down there and saying, why did I even go? Because she didn't want to go. She just didn't want to hurt their feelings. Ain't that something? I'm gonna feel it in my spirit not to go, and I'm gonna override that to please some crackers. That ain't happening. I don't want to be in the same room with them. I don't want to be on the same island with them. And I wish I could have my own island right now. Because I'm tired of looking at them. I'm sick of hearing their voices. And I hate to be in the same area with them. So I want us never to forget. And I want us to continue teaching our babies never to forget.
Mm.
And I rest my mic.
Exactly. Thank you, Sister Cassie. And welcome, Brother Emil, to the program. Peace and blessings, Brother Emil. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know, and Brother Willie said to bring up Jeffrey Dahmer. We all know Jeffrey Dahmer, as they called him, the Milwaukee Cannibal, you know, or the Milwaukee Monster, who was a killer, a serial killer, and sex offender who
living around black folk for 10 years. 10 years. 10. We can go around and live. They can come in our neighborhood and be just as free.
Mm-hmm.
They could be killing folk, apartments stinking, call police, nothing happened. Let us go to their house. Let us go in their area. But you want me to believe that they can be trusted? I'm gonna try to rest my mic. Go ahead.
And he killed 17 men, 17 black men. 17.
Wait a minute, but don't forget that senator. Remember the senator that was killing up the boys he was drugging them? Isaiah, mute your mic. He was killing the little gay boys. He was gay. They was going home with him. He was drugging them, and he told him to mix 2 drugs that he knew that would kill them. And he finally got caught because one boy got away. I don't know what that, Isaiah, you know who I'm talking about? The senator man?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He got away forever. Yeah. He was getting these gay guys and paying them money to do come to his house and drugging them. And they end up dead. Police would come to the apartment, the house, mansion, rich. He put more money into the Democratic Party, and for years they could never prosecute him, never nothing, because everybody died. And he would just say, "Oh, they OD," but the one got away. The one got away. I don't know what that man's name is. I'm gonna find out. I don't know what his name is. Somebody put it in the chat for me. What's his name? The senator. He would, give money to the Democratic Party all the time. He might not even been a senator, but he was a big time.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh my God! Hold on, I'm gonna find him. Go ahead.
No, look for it. But yeah, that they do that. Look, the DuPont family up there in the Northeast. The guy who was the heir to the fortune raped his daughter, and the only thing the judge said to him was, "We can't put you in jail because you'll never make it. You just get 4 months promotion, 4 month probation." This is the one of the heirs of the DuPont family. The paint, whatever, the paint family. Oh yeah, they scandalous. Look, if it wasn't for if the landscape of justice in America was fair and just, there would be more white folks in jail than black folks. It would just be overrunning. Before 1965, 80% of the jails were filled with white folks. It just didn't get filled up with us until way later, when the so-called war on drugs started. So they have a innate, natural-born affinity, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, to commit crime, all kinds of crime. And the only crime that black folks, even if for black folks to beat a man, was larceny. And I don't even think we were beating them that far. For all other categories, they beating the shit out of us in. White on white crime is more prevalent than black on black crime. That's some real shit. White folks are killing more white folks than black people are killing white folks. It's damn near 90%, damn near. And I'm going to say that it is over 90% because it's not talked about. Look at what is going on with Russia and Ukraine, white on white crime. Look at what's going on in Belfast and Ireland and that Protestant Catholic war. That's white on white. I can't get my W correctly. That's white on white crime. So it's very prevalent. It's just not talked about. It's just not the narrative in the media. And as soon as we can get through and get control of the media, that's over. Because they have invested billions of dollars into making sure their white image is pristine, and it is not. And this is why I say, as soon as you can start disrespecting these people, because they don't deserve respect for nothing in this world, as soon as you can start showing images of them being the motherfucking animals that they are, having sex with and shit, eating shit, shitting on each other, pissing on each other, drinking it and eating it and vomiting it back up. They have in Saudi Arabia, they have women coming over there getting shitted on, and they getting paid. But these white wannabe Arabs are doing that shit. That's not a secret. That's a very well-known thing they do. So no, white folks ain't shit because they talk shit. They talk shit because they ain't shit, and they will never be shit because that's where they come from, the shithole.
The guy's name is Ed Buck. Got 30 years in prison, but this was after a long time. Ed Buck. Yep. Wealthy politician and Democratic donor Ed Buck was sentenced to 30 years in prison on charges that he supplied personally injected gay men with methamphetamine in exchange for sex, leading to 2 deaths and multiple overdoses. And he always got away with the overdoses because, they was at his house and they died, and he would just say, oh, we were doing drugs and they OD'd. He would always say something. But yeah, he was found guilty. But yeah, Ed, this disgusting piece of nothing right here. And y'all want to tell me. Yep, there you go. And y'all want to tell me that they changed.
Now, if that was a black guy, he wouldn't have gotten away with one murder.
Exactly, yeah. Especially the people that was at his house was white.
Yes, exactly.
How did Jeffrey Dahmer get away with it when that little Chinese boy got away? He wouldn't call the police. The police gave the boy back to Jeffrey Dahmer because he said we were in a lover's quarrel. So they gave him back to him and let him eat him. Yep. Little boy got away. Was running butt naked outside in Chicago in the wintertime. He got away. Police gave him back to Jeffrey Dahmer. They got his ass in jail. Boy, they broke a stick off in his dookie hole. They got him in jail. Yeah, they got him in jail, boy. Ooh, they put that thing up. They broke it off.
White folk, boy.
Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer.
If the world could only see behind the curtain all the dirt they do.
What's coming out?
It's coming to that.
Coming out.
Yeah. But that pristine image ain't it. That pristine image ain't it. And when you throw in the fact that they grow tails along with the dog too, I rest my case like a
Then when you talk
motherfucking
about
lawyer.
McDonald's and somebody said never eat at McDonald's, I don't even eat McDonald's. All that,
Yes.
that's why a lot of the people go. They're munching them up and you eat them. No, I'm not going there. If y'all still eat McDonald's, do your research on McDonald's. All these missing children, they going somewhere. Where they going?
Exactly.
Where they going?
Exactly.
All these aborted babies, where they going?
Mhm.
Eating babies and stuff. Girl, they so nasty. These people are not human at all.
Mm,
Not
mm,
human
mm.
at all.
Exactly. Exactly. Brother Willis said the asshole bandit got him.
Sure did, boy. Woo, told that booty up to pieces. They got a little pole, I think it was. He was in a little shower. They ate the little booty up. Oh Lord!
Wow.
He was doing that for 10 years. They said his apartment stunk so bad the neighbors was complaining, and they never did anything about it. Never. But let us go to their neighborhood. They coming today.
Exactly.
Today.
Exactly.
But they can come to our houses and live long, peaceful lives.
You know, I want to go to this comment Mayat made. She said, I just read a report where hundreds of condo owners in Orlando, Florida are facing foreclosure, can't afford assessment fees, can't stay, can't sell, walls closing in on them.
All right now. Loving it.
Exactly.
I love it. It's our turn now. Y'all go buy some of them condos.
Definitely. Definitely.
It
is definitely our time. It is our time.
It's our time now. Whatever you want, you can go get it.
That's right. Everything just says that's sickness, the rest in power, not unless you fought first. Exactly. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, family, we're going to go ahead and close it down. We want to thank everybody who came out and stayed with us. We appreciate it. And, you know, I want to apologize for Friday because I was tired. I was so tired. Man, shoot, I ain't had no energy left. I was struggling up here. I ain't gonna lie. I was struggling, boy. My brother was watching and he was like, once you played that one video, you was up. But after that video was back, you was like you were knocked out.
Oh man.
Well, I was wore out. I was tired. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about that. I was tired, family. Oh boy, yeah, brother. Fridays is always a big pool. You know, it's a big pool. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Tuesday, Monday, I can flow with it. But man, that Friday, boy, I'll be struggling. I'll be struggling, but we made it through. We made it through. And, you know, YouTube had gave us a strike for our video we did last Sunday or last Monday video.
Really?
They gave us a strike. Yeah. Yeah. So we only can get 2 more strikes and then we're out. So, Sister Cassie, make sure you drop your channel link into the chat. Isaiah, drop your channel link into the chat so everybody can have it, because we may wind up going live from, you know, one of y'all channels, because this one may be shut down. And they don't allow me to get past 500 anymore. And so now we're closing in on that 500 mark. So we're starting to get strikes.
That's what that is about. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes you have your notifications turned on, so you don't miss the messages. And because we're gonna do what we got to do. This is war. So you know we expect them to take down the channel. This is war, but we got to have other channels up and ready to roll. So we need to make sure that you get subscribed to all the channels. And, you know, we'll also working on an email list to help keep you informed. You can always send me an email with your email on it so I can add you to the email list. So that way you will always be informed of what's going on. Because these are the things we have to be able to stay connected. When we were at 4,000 and we got knocked off, we got taken down, we were never able to regroup at that high level again. But we need to keep pushing and doing what we do. Because this is war. We don't give up. We keep on fighting. We keep on fighting. Because we are going to win. We already won. We just going through the phases. Simple as that. We are just going through the phases. So as we say, family, you kill the nigga in you, I'm going to kill the nigga in me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black first. Today, tomorrow,
damn forever.
Love you.
Stay black. Stay black.
Blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom.
So you better get the message and get it straight. You're going to need some bridge work. It's simple as that. Because we're living in judgment. We're living in implementation.